Have you ever been in a situation where you were able to speak with a college football coach about getting a college football scholarship and you didn't quite know what to say? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what to say at every step in the recruiting process so that you can respond appropriately to move that coach through the pipeline and ultimately earn a college football scholarship. Now, my name is Richie Contartesi, founder of Next Play, and I mentor and coach underdog athletes to earn college football scholarships. I know the process firsthand at just 5'7", 150 pounds, ultimately going on to earn a full D1 football scholarship in the SEC at Ole Miss. So I understand the struggles of the entire recruiting process, and I make these videos so that you can learn from my mistakes and ultimately achieve your dream of earning a scholarship as well. So I want to start by sharing a question I did receive from one of our VIP members in our community and how you can respond to similar situations. Here's the question that I got. Richie, I got another response from a coach. And by the way, if you're not getting coaches to respond back to you, then I'm going to share a video in the description below that you can use to get coaches to actually respond to you. And then in this video, I'm going to share with you how to respond back, right? So if you're not getting responses, watch that video because it's very easy to get coaches to respond to you. So I got another response from a coach at Hillsdale College. I sent the area coach email and used the template. He responded and said that he was the coach and then immediately asked for my GPA. I'm guessing because they have a high academic standards. I responded with my most recent GPA and let him know I would get him my current cumulative GPA. Then I was lost. I told him I'd love to discuss playing football for him and attend a great school and asked him for next steps. I also let him know that I had film ready to send if he'd be willing or interested in watching that. I feel like I blew it. Well, first off, didn't blow it. This is what this is about, right? It's about learning the process so that you can ultimately earn a scholarship, right? So I had him paste in below the email that he got, and he said, I recruit Utah for Hillsdale, which means he's the area coach. This is what you always want to ask first. And then he said, what is your GPA? So it's really good. He engaged, right? Like a lot of people will send emails their entire high school career and never get a coach to engage. So that's step one. And so let me walk you through. I'm going to share my screen and I want to walk you through how to respond to this, right? So in order to respond, you have to understand the actual pipeline that you want to take a coach through, from connecting with them and getting their attention all the way to the scholarship offer. Because if you know what stage of the pipeline that this coach is in and that you're in with them, then you'll always know what to say and you'll always know what to do. So think concept, think process, not just like, what do I say, right? So there's stages of the pipeline. And the first stage is obviously you want to get their attention, right? You want to get them to respond to you in some way, shape, or form, right? The second thing is you want to get them to watch your video, right? They've got to watch your highlight tape. After they've watched your highlight tape, you want to get them on what I call an interview. All right. And this is a phone conversation with them. So you can interview them, make sure the school is a good fit, and they can interview you. Right. So after the interview, then we want to move them to a visit, right? You want to go on a visit to their school, an official, unofficial game day, it doesn't matter, but a visit. And then from there, we want to turn that visit into an offer. All right. So depending on where you are in the process, you saw a coach at a grocery store, you sent them an email to find out if they're the area coach, you see them at a camp, it doesn't matter where you are communicating with this coach. What matters is you know where they are in this pipeline, right? Step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5. Where are they in this process and what do you need to do next, right? So we already know that this coach, we have their attention. So the next step is we want to get them to watch the video. And so many athletes really overthink this, but we don't need to overthink this. The goal is to get them to watch the video. Now, they asked for the GPA. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give them the GPA in the response. And then the second part of the response is we want to pitch them. We want to send them a pitch to get them to watch the video. Now, what most athletes do in this pitch is they send all of this information that just doesn't matter. Like they send their height and their weight and their school that they go to and this thing and that thing and all these accolades and all these different things going on. But that's not the goal. The goal is not when you're sending all that information, you're trying to get a visit, right? You're trying to get an offer with that. And that's not the goal. The goal is to move them to the next step, which is just to get them to watch your video. So all you need to do in this communication is to get them to watch the video. All right. That's it. Now, how do you get them to watch the video? So I'm going to share with you a very simple pitch framework that you can use in order to get the coach to watch your video. And it's really simple, and you're always going to remember it. It's sit, right? So you're going to sit down and send this pitch. Okay. So that's how you're going to remember it. So the S, excuse me, is the scheme. All right. So, hey, coach, thanks for responding. Here's my GPA. Now we want to walk them through the actual pitch. And so it starts with the scheme. So you're going to go on there. I mean, you should know this if you're already emailing this school or this coach, but if you're on offense, look up what offense they run. If they're on defense, look at the defense. If you're a kicker or special teams, look at the special teams. What is it that they run, right? So that's the scheme. You got to know, obviously, what that is. The second is the I, and that's the impact. What's the impact that you can make on this particular coach and school and their program? So I see that you run a spread offense and that you do XYZ. Really, really, you run a lot of bubble screens. You get it. You let your slot receivers run option routes, right? You talk about their scheme and exactly what they do. The next portion of this email is how you can make an impact. At my school, we run the same type of offense and we run a lot of bubbles and I do a lot of option routes. In fact, last year I scored 7 touchdowns on that same option route that you run at your school. So boom, talked about the scheme. Boom, talked about the impact. The third step is your call to action, and that's to get them to watch the tape. So, scored 7 touchdowns. You've got to see exactly what I mean and how I've ran exactly the same process that will help your school. Watch this quick video. Boom, link to your video. That's it. Now, if you go to a very dominant school, you might say the school name, right? If there's something that's really, really relevant, then you can add that in there. What most athletes do is they pitch all this stuff and all this height, weight, all this stuff that does not matter. And then the coach knows it's a recruiting email and then he doesn't respond, right? And then don't click the link. The purpose of this response in this email is to get them to click, right? And watch, right? The video. That's it. That's all we're trying to do. Okay. So don't overthink it. You don't have to make it, you just don't have to overdo it, right? As long as you know, here's where we're at in the pipeline. This is all I need to do. All right. Now, you can make this process move much quicker by picking up the phone and calling. All right. So I'm not going to, I purposely had it cut off in that screenshot that I showed with you because the coach had his cell phone number in the signature. So when a coach responds, they'll typically have their cell phone in the signature. All right. And you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call them. All right. You're going to call them. Now, the reason that most athletes won't pick up the phone and call is strictly, whoop, I don't know what happened there. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Strictly because of fear. Okay. Fear of failure, fear of rejection. Is this coach going to like me? Is it not going to like me? Am I bothering this coach? We hear this all the time. No, this coach's responsibility is to find great athletes like you so you're not bothering them. In fact, if you pick up the phone and call them, you're also going to send them an email. But if you pick up the phone and actually call them, you can skip or not skip, but consolidate attention, video, and interview all in one phone call. So think how much time you would save rather than just interviewing. You pick up the phone, coach, here's my GPA, and then you go right through this process right here. Here's your offense, here's the impact. Can I send you my tape? And you literally have your tape ready to go. And the coach says, sure. Boom, you send them the tape and you say, coach, I'd love for you to pull this up and let me know what you think. And literally have them watch the video on the call with you. This happens all the time. So now the coach is actually watching the call. So you're accomplished one, right? Then you got them to watch the video. And step 3 is you do the interview right then and there. And they'll give you a review. Oh, well, I love watching your tape. This is something that could be really interesting to us. Cool, coach. And I also have another video on how to do an interview. I'm not going to go through that now, but you'll go through those questions and that process with them. And boom, you're asking for the offer. Or excuse me, not the offer, the visit. What's the next step? We want to get them to a visit. You're asking, coach, what are next steps? I'd love to come and see the school. How do we set up a visit? Boom. And you're already moving the process. I get it, but it comes down to fear, right? Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of what this coach will think about you. And I've made a video about this, but this entire recruiting process is going to make you a strong, powerful man, right? That's what this process does. It makes you a strong, powerful. You don't let fear stop you. You move forward no matter what, because in life, this is what it takes. And that's why I don't do recruiting for athletes. I think it's a joke. First of all, college coaches don't want to hear from recruiters. They don't want to hear from parents. They want to hear from the athlete. And also, going through this process teaches you so many different life lessons and intangible skills around leadership that are going to allow you to do whatever you want in your life. I wouldn't have been able to build this business if I didn't go through the recruiting process myself, and how challenging it was, and constantly getting rejected and being told no has allowed me to do pretty much anything I want to do in my life. And so that's what this process can do for you. Right? Now, I did promise you I was gonna have a free gift for you, and so I'd like to offer you a free copy of my book, In Spite of the Odds, where I share exactly how I went on to earn a college football scholarship in the SEC at Ole Miss at just 5'7" and 150 pounds. Now, I spent 2 years writing this book and put my heart and soul into it, and I'm willing to give you a free copy for your commitment. All that I ask is that you just cover shipping. I'll put a link below. So the coach emails you back, or sends you a response on Twitter. It doesn't matter what medium. You understand the pitch. So I just want to quick walk you through what the process is for responding back to them. Obviously, you want to respond back to them in the same medium that you're on, right? So we were in email, so you're going to respond back to them in an email. Okay. The second thing you're going to do is pick up the phone right away and you're going to call them. Okay. You're going to call the cell phone number in their signature. And if you use a CRM, like our athletes use a CRM, they upload the phone number. It's boom, it's always there. So here's a trick. You're going to double dial. Okay. You're going to double dial. What does that mean, Richie? You're going to call them. They're not going to answer. You're going to not leave voicemail. You're going to hang up and you're call them right back. This has a 30% increase in answer rate. So a lot of coaches will see a number come in twice. They'll be like, okay, I'll answer it. Boom. All right. So, and you're going to leave a voicemail. Well, Richie, what's the conversation I have on this call? It's literally the exact same thing that we were just talking about up here, right? You're going to walk them through here. Hey, coach, got your email. Here's my GPA. I know you run this offense or this defense. Here's the impact that I can have on that. Can I share with you my video? Have them pull it up. That's it. Same thing you would do in an email. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to make a video and share it to them on X. So you're going to connect with them on X, and you're going to, that same sit process that I just went through, you're going to hold up your phone and you're going to do it like this. You're not going to use text. Twitter allows you to send video messages. You're going to send a video message if you want to get them to respond. The fourth thing you're going to do, and no athletes are doing this, so this is going to really separate you from everybody else, is you're going to send them an audio message on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn allows you to send audio messages. You're going to send them a connection on LinkedIn. They're going to respond. They're going to accept your connection, and you're going to make an audio message reading the same email that you sent, right? Don't overthink it. Richie, LinkedIn, that's crazy. Yes, LinkedIn. It's an amazing tool that 99% of coaches are on and athletes aren't. Coaches are on this platform because they want to get the next best job, right? It's their resume. And this is where a lot of recruiters for coaches look. So they connect with coaches on LinkedIn. It's where they network. There's a lot of associations. So LinkedIn, you want to be different, you want to separate yourself, then you absolutely want to do this or do this process, these 4 steps, and also on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, well, Richie, what if they don't respond? The last thing, and I can't harp on this enough, is you have to follow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times you need to follow up. So when you call them, all right, where did we have that call? All right, right here. Okay, 3 days. You're going to do this process of double dial. 3 straight, call them, boom, next day, call, double dial, boom, next day, call, double dial through those 3 days. All right. If still, and you're going to email video and X video on LinkedIn. All right. So that's the first step. First step there. The second step is you're going to wait 1 week. You're going to wait 1 week, 1 week, and 1 week. All right. So over 4 weeks, you're going to reply to the same email, copy it and send what you wrote and follow up. You're going to do the same thing here, same video, boom, LinkedIn, same audio. And you're going to do it every week for 4 straight weeks. Okay. And if you do this, your chances of the coach responding go through the roof. Most athletes never follow up. And if they do, they maybe follow up one time and the coach may not respond. Most responses come down in here. Believe it or not, most responses come down in here. All right. This comes back to how bad do you want it? Well, I don't want to make the phone calls. Well, then you don't want it. Straight up. Well, I don't know if I want to keep track of my follow up. Well, then use a CRM. We offer a CRM. Connect with us. I don't know. Right. Richie, this is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Right. But the competition is through the roof. Why? Because college football is a if not multi-billion, if not trillion at some point, probably in the near future, business. It's insane. Athletes are making millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and so can you. So the question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Are you willing to do this? Right? This is how you respond appropriately to a coach. Where are they at in the process? How do I get them to the next step? Now, we talked about this initial step here, which is getting them to watch the video. And I'm using that step because this is where a lot of athletes, excuse me, I went up there, where a lot of athletes right here fall short. All right. So I wanted to make that clear, but it doesn't matter where you're at in the process. If you're on an interview, you're getting them to offer you a visit. If you're on the visit, you get them to give you an offer while you're on the visit, right? You don't leave without getting them to give you the offer. Now, if you got value from this video and you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you want to learn how to send that initial email to get them to actually respond to you up front, then you're going to want to watch this video right here.